So I'm here with Korey Steckle, and Korey, you are one of the most determined young artists that I know right at the moment. You're incredibly driven, and you certainly have your eye on a big prize of where you want to go. So you left Guelph because it was there were other opportunities calling you, some family connections that were calling you, and you ended up in a pretty remote section of Canada. Where did you end up?
I ended up in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, Canada, on Cape Breton Island, actually, up in the northern region of Cape Breton. Family ties brought me there. It was during the pandemic, the beginning of such. I was going up there to visit my son for a week of March break, a regular visit. His mom, myself, and him share. After that week, we decided that I would stay. We didn't know for how long. Everything was uncertain up to that point, obviously. We're talking mid-March. So that 1 week extended out to 6 months. I remained out there and was with my son.
Wonderful.
And we bonded, and that turned into now a stepping stone that leads to my own moving out there permanently to be with him and be a support to his mom close by. I'm looking forward to it. It's new ground for me. Speaking of pioneers, as I mentioned before, I don't know much of the art scene out there. It's rural, and I'm thinking I want to make a mark for myself. I am inspired by a photographer, a legendary one, Robert Frank, and at the height of his career, he moved from New York City to Mabou on the island where I'm moving to, and he lived the rest of his life on the island creating art, taking photographs, and leading a fulfilled life. And I see that as a model in a sense. So I want to break this into that region. There's the connections I'm fostering in Halifax, also down in the mainland in the city, that'll become helpful to me down the line too, as well as Antigonish.
So your artwork is not exactly traditional maritime art?
I would say not. It's more, to me, it's more street or anti-gallery in a sense. I'm taking and repurposing things, found things, almost like in a folk art way, a DIY way. I was raised up in the skateboarding, surfing world, and if you look at that scene, you're going to find a lot of authenticity and a lot of serious thought that goes into the pieces that are made, whether it's a mural on the side of a building or on a surfboard or on a t-shirt for that matter, just in modern day life. But yeah, I'm inspired by a lot of the skateboarders, surfers, and the designs of their clothing, apparel, and that.
So where are you going? You have plans to open your own gallery or get gallery representation, or how do you foresee this unrolling?
Well, I hope to break into the city scenes such as Toronto, Vancouver, New York City, eventually Europe. With COVID, the pandemic, I had opportunity through that time period to go to Athens, Greece. That was put on or postponed. So there's other places too, Berlin, that's awaiting my work. It's kind of staggered right now. Locally, I'll have shows for 2 years now, backed up. So basically, I'm spreading my wings locally and internationally at the same time, parallel. It's really a good thing right now. The backers and supporters locally are now uplifting my work into places, realms I never thought.
So just tell me for a little bit more about COVID has brought many disappointments to many artists. You know, you've had a couple of setbacks, so you've had opportunities in Athens. You got picked up to do something in Athens.
Yes, to represent Arts Council of Canada at an exhibition over at, I believe, the University of Art and Design in Athens there. And there was a few other collaborations, whether in Los Angeles, New York City, that had to be postponed with the travel blockage. So a lot has been shifted online now, of course, but I'm awaiting the chance to pick up these collaborations because I had numerous ones, different parts, some in Toronto also.
Well, Korey, I wish you the very, very best of luck and success. You're a fine young man. I could say that I discovered you in a way back
did.
in 2016 or 2017 when I first met you. You were a determined artist who was not going to take no for an answer, and I really I like that about you, Korey. So I wish you incredible success. Keep going. I hope that your many hopes and dreams do come to fruition.